Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bells. Every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So let's get into it about Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz said he is not getting a lot of support from the black media. And I feel what he's saying because let's be honest, we all know him in name and face, but not really in what he does, which is rock and roll music. Because a lot of us just not really into rock and roll no more. I mean, it's a lot different than when you had your chubby checkers, back in them days when they was deemed rock and roll. But now it's it done changed. It's mainly like a white music group. It's a lot of electric guitars and seems like a lot of yelling. From the way it sounds to us, we could be wrong, but it just does not seem like it just fits, newer generation of music. And I'm quite sure in a few years things will change, get away from like the rap music. I hope, because of the way it's going, and something else comes out and it becomes more popular, more, what do you want to call it, positive, something geared more towards like the soul, the peaceful soul of the person. But anyway, let's get into this story. This is from yahoo.com via The Root, and it says, quote, "They don't have anything to say about it," end quote. Lenny Kravitz expresses frustrations with the lack of black media support. It says, if you look up rock star in the dictionary, there's a picture of Lenny Kravitz. He's been dropping unforgettable bangers since the late 80s. Seamlessly transitioned into movies and has an effortless confidence that makes you think he's ready to hit the stage at any moment. Despite all his success, he feels like he still has not been given the proper amount of respect. Ahead of the March release of his new album, Blue Electric Light, Kravitz talked about the racism he's faced throughout his career, as well as his complicated relationship with black media. Though the "Are You Gonna Go My Way" singer wasn't an overnight success, he's definitely signaled a change in rock music when he burst on the scene in 1989. However, you already know how this goes, because the power that be weren't going to let the black artists be, quote, the next savior of rock and roll. Yeah, Lenny Kravitz has been putting out rock and roll music for a minute. I mean, like I said, we all know him by face and name, but not really by his music. A lot of us don't listen to rock and roll. That's mainly a white person, Anglo person type of music in these days. But we do remember that one thing, that he married Lisa Bonet and had a daughter by the name of Zoe. And that his mom was, what's her name? I forgot. But she was on the Jeffersons, right? She was George and Louise's neighbor, who on the show was married to a white man, and subsequently Lenny Kravitz's father is a Russian Jew. I mean, hey, it is what it is. To this day, I have not been invited to a BET thing or a Source Awards thing, he said. And it's like, here's a black artist who has reintroduced many black art forms, who has broken down barriers, just like those that came before me broke down. That is positive. And they don't have anything to say about that, which is true. I agree with what he's saying. But you got to think about it. BET has never been, I ain't going to say never, but in its early years, BET seemed more positive. You had shows that was geared towards news. You had shows that was geared toward like teen issues, things of that nature. But after a while, after being sold, it's just ratchet to the point that I don't think I've even watched anything BET since freaking early 2000s, if that. In the Source Awards, brother, I don't even think you want to be invited to that, because that's mainly hip hop or rap, and the way it was when it first started, nah, you wouldn't want to be part of nothing like that at all. Let's say, it says here, let's be honest, he's not wrong. When it comes to its award shows and special events, BET definitely only highlights a specific aspect of black music. And it's like, now, think about this. We talk about the rap music nowadays. Let's say people want to say Lenny Kravitz, okay, rock and roll. All right. But really, it's music. I mean, the brother, if he makes good music, it shouldn't really matter it shouldn't really matter what type of music it is, as long as it's good music. You don't see him rapping about, rapping, good Lord. You don't see him rapping, but you don't see him making music about what? Drug use, drug dealing, destroying the black community. Nothing like that. So you think he would be more embraced by our people, especially if we're talking about we want to be looked at in a certain light? We got a brother here who's been doing it for 30 something, almost 40 years. Where is it? Where are his roses from his own people, our people? You might want to say, well, he is like half black, half white. That don't mean nothing, because Drake, he's half Jewish. And what's this other girl, Ice Spice? If you're going to tell me that both of them are fully black, and we already know they're not, everybody embraces them, especially like the younger generation or the media. Let's say that, because we talk about the media. The media embraces them because they're all over the airwaves, on radio, TV, computers, social media. They're all over the place. So that don't have anything to do with it. Matter of fact, when we talk about Ice Spice, and that's a weird thing about them, there's something doesn't look right every time I see it, whether it's a picture, whether it's a video, performance, whatever. There's something about her demeanor that it's like her soul isn't right. It's like it's not there. It's like she's doing this either just for money or just for popularity, but you just don't see the passion in the art form. And I believe it's probably what's missing in today's music, into why it can become so ratchet, is because there's no love, passion in the art form. It's only about the popularity, the clicks and the likes. When you got people like Lenny Kravitz, go back, people like Prince. Hell, Prince and Lenny Kravitz should be like on the same page if you really want to go back. If you really want to think about it, Prince, Michael Jackson, Lenny Kravitz, they should all be like spoken in the same breath, because their music really damn near sounds the same. Like you think about it. Prince started out like, say, the rock and roll, the Michael Jackson the same way, but the fans always stuck by him. And when you listen to the music, it's pop. It does not sound like regular R&B. Same thing with Maxwell. People love Maxwell. They kind of look at him with a side eye because he does come with like some different music, but people still are drawn to him, still buy his records. I know I do. Still go to his shows. I know I have. So it's kind of weird, but like I say, I think, but the thing about it is, you see the passion in what they do, in the music that they make, is probably the reason why people still can gravitate toward them and support them in some ways. But like I say, that young lady I think it's her. Like I say, a bunch of them, they just, when you only do things for popularity, like I say, for clicks and likes, so people just to look at you, they look at me, I look good, I can wear this. You don't last long. You don't last long, or your music, or the however, how you want to call it, like not just music, but like I say, just your music, the quality. There you go. The quality of your music and your art is going to fall a lot because there's no love for it, and you won't be able to make music like Lenny Kravitz 30, 40 years after you started. It still got the passion for it, even though with him, as you say, went through racism. I read something where he had to, like, when he first came out, to say he wasn't black enough, wasn't white enough, so he changed his name and kind of try to, do things differently so people wouldn't know that he was black. But then after a while, he came out like, look, I can't hide myself. I got to do this. This is me. You know what I'm saying? So he brought the name Lenny Kravitz back, and something been blowing up ever since. Let's say, okay, so let's say, let's be honest, He's not wrong when it comes to award shows, special event. BET definitely only highlights a specific aspect of black music. However, we also need to be honest about how black media often needs help from artists to get opportunities. For example, if a press junket or red carpet doesn't invite any black media to the event, or if actors noticeably don't speak to those outlets when they are in attendance, it sends a message that they don't see our value. Well, a lot of time, and that is, I believe there's a racial aspect behind that, especially when you talk about the promoters and their quote unquote handlers. Because a lot of times they will point the actors or the entertainers, they will point them in the direction of the people that they want them to speak to, right? And a lot of times black media don't have the backing in the past, didn't have the money to be seen, be taken seriously in those media events. But times have changed. And what's funny, you remember when Sha'Carri Richards, after her meet, went and talked to the black media, but went and talked to other media. Man, them other folk got into an uproar. Mad in the sun gun, tried to dog her, talk bad about her. And she just let it roll off like oil and water, which was great. But that's what, from the media aspect, that's what the entertainers and the athletes need to do. And Sha'Carri Richards not the first one, but she was like probably the first one that won like gold medals, breaking records, running world class events, and she did it. And that's really what it's going to have to take. I mean, she saw what she went through with the media when she, had the little issue with the marijuana and stuff like that in the Olympics, which we all admit was something dumb on her part. But she also seems to have evolved and, understood what she done, and she just came back and made, came back better than ever. And we all commend her for it. But like I said, she talked to the media and the folks got upset. So that's one thing, like I say, the entertainers and athletes need to do. Need to go talk to black media. It may not pay what others may pay, but you play your part in trying to build up the black media. Or you look at places like Vlad TV versus like the Art of Dialogue. Vlad act like he don't pay no money, but then Lil Boosie and others come out and say, man, I make so much money off of Vlad interviews, why they keep doing it. Even though he disrespects black people on a consistent basis, people still go on there. And it's probably because they get the publicity they want, the instant publicity they want, or they get paid for what they do, because he definitely getting paid off of it. But instead of going over there, you can go to the Art of Dialogue or the Say Cheese Network channel or what have you, and interview with them, the bomb first. People who don't have that reach, but Vlad has the reach because Vlad has, hey, we can get into that later. But yeah, artists need to go to those media outlets to and search them out. Nowadays, it's easy to find. You can go online and find them, Google them, YouTube them, whatever. They're everywhere. You can give anybody a chance, and that's the only way that the black media is going to get the credentials, get the respect. And I wouldn't even be trying to get respect from other folk. I'd just be trying to get respect from my own folk. So that's how you do it. You supposed to help, reach out to each other. Don't worry about, well, he ain't that famous, so why would I give them shine when I'm way up here? Because they didn't give me shine when I was down there. Well, hell, probably didn't have the money, didn't know how to do it. Probably was afraid to do it. Probably, probably came to you and you just don't remember. Like this guy said in this article that he went and would try to get interviews from folks like Lenny Kravitz, and then the last minute they wasn't available. So it's like, shoot, now I feel like that you are crapping on the media. So the artists do have to play a better part in getting promotion. It said, or as I've personally experienced in the past, if I express interest in interviewing Kravitz about his new movie and then at the last minute he's still unavailable, That lets me know my time is not valuable as other outlets. It's not on him, as there are multiple layers of publicists between Lenny Kravitz and the black media outlets he believes aren't recognizing his accomplishments. But again, it sends a message about where we stand. He says, am I saying Lenny Kravitz is wrong about his relationship with black media? No, I would never discount his experience. However, I can speak on how myself and my colleagues in the industry are treated. I think more black stars need to understand the disadvantages we're often working at and do more to open the lines of communication with us. I get that. But then here's the thing. That's basically what Lenny Kravitz is saying and what this person is saying. Those are old school ways of thinking. Again, now the floodgates are open for any artist or any media person to reach out to each other for these interviews and these spotlights. You can easily go out here and request an interview for Lenny Kravitz from Lenny Kravitz. If he doesn't grant them, you can publish that. You can put that out there and let the world know how it happened. Lenny Kravitz can do the same thing. He can go on any platform, show his face, record a video, and say, hey, I'm looking to be interviewed by the black media. Anybody who, anybody who has a media platform, reach out to me. You can go from there. You got but then you look at Roland Martin. Roland Martin got a media platform. I don't think I've seen him interview Lenny Kravitz. He holler about black media, but Roland Martin he's everywhere. Been on major news networks and got his own little platform. He can easily interview Lenny Kravitz. I don't know if Lenny Kravitz people gonna charge an interview. If that's the case, then there's a problem. So it's a give and take for both sides. But bottom line is we have to promote and support each other from both sides. Doesn't matter how famous you are or lack thereof. Doesn't matter how great credentials you have or lack thereof. You just gotta get out there and promote each other. Period, point blank. With that being said, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below, then share it with the world. With that being said, leave me in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.